All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Steve Perry took to social media yesterday. That doesn't happen too often. When Steve goes on social media, typically something big is about to happen. In this case, unfortunately, it already did happen. One of his biggest influences, Al Schmidt, who was a legendary recording engineer and mixer, passed away at the age of 91. Schmidt had received 23 Grammys, more than any other engineer, and was the first person to win both the Grammy and the Latin Grammy for Album of the Year. You know what's cool is that Steve Perry, by talking about Al Schmidt, certainly raises his profile. And Al Schmidt, if you're not familiar, actually recorded and mixed many of Sam Cooke's biggest hits. He died at age 91, so Al was around during the height of the rock and roll era and was certainly a huge influence on so many different artists, including Steve Perry. Perry recalls, one day I was hanging at one of Al's sessions and I met composer Patrick Williams. I asked if there were any words to these amazing strings I was listening to. I was told Patrick had just written the composition and simply wanted to record it. Al and Patrick gave me an end of day stereo board mix, and some weeks later at Patrick's home, he and his composer assistant Jason Lee and I used that stereo music track to write and record October in New York. That music track Al recorded is on the Traces album. So October in New York, that comes from both assistant Jason Lee and the amazing work of Al Schmidt and Patrick Williams. So very, very cool stuff. Steve Perry goes on to say Al was a huge fan of music and was always reaching for all the emotional aspects of sincere music. He is missed. On Schmidt's Facebook page, his family posted the following note: Al Schmidt's wife, Lisa, his 5 children, 8 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. Wow. Would like his friends and extended recording industry family to know that he passed away Monday afternoon. The world has lost a much loved and respected, extraordinary individual who led an extraordinary life. The most honored and awarded recording producer and engineer of all time, his parting words at any speaking engagement were, "Please be kind to all living things." Good advice. He also worked with Jefferson Airplane, Ray Charles, Neil Young, Paul McCartney, Diana Krall, Dr. John, Natalie Cole, Jackson Browne, and Bob Dylan, just to name a few. So this guy was one of the greats, and Steve Perry acknowledges that, getting on social media, which, again, Steve Perry doesn't do that too often. So when he does, it's typically a big deal, and Al Schmidt was a really big deal. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and Patreon for just $1 a month, people. That's all I'm asking for. Help support this channel and keep it vibrant as we gain new patrons. Oftentimes we lose patrons. The economy is still kind of rough out there, so I understand a lot of folks have other priorities, but if you can do the $1 a month, it's much appreciated. All right, I am done. I will be back soon, and I'll see you then.